Three, two, one, action. Excellent. Hey, thanks, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We have a really nice turnout here. So we've got Facebook Live going, and we're recording on Zoom. And I have a special guest with me today. My guest is the founder and the owner of 110 Fitness in Rockland, Massachusetts, just north of Boston, right? Sort of
Just south of Boston.
south of Boston.
South of Boston, probably about 22 miles.
Just testing you. I knew that. Just testing. Actually, I know I taught near there once. But anyways, my guest today is Brett Miller. He is, again, the owner, the founder of 110 Fitness in Rockland. And, I got to say, brother, you do some really great work. I mean, I look up to you as a person who, you're really making a big difference. And I love the communities that you're involved in working with and helping and changing lives. So bravo.
Thank you.
And let's start right in now, man. I want to hear all about the 110 Fitness app because I know this is something I'm probably going to get right into and start using because I have a heavy client load and I want to know more about it.
Sure.
Tell us about the 110 Fitness app.
Yeah, well, just real quick, I just want to talk a little bit about 110 Fitness here in Massachusetts. I know there's people pretty much all over the globe listening. So we're the largest wellness center in the world for people with Parkinson's disease currently, and we have every sort of programming that you could imagine. But something happened to all of us, and that was the pandemic. And when the pandemic happened, we had to close our doors for 4 months. And for all of you out there, struggling with Parkinson's disease, between the mental warfare of just being socially isolated and then not being able to move, we decided that we needed to put something together, and we needed to support our fighters and all the people that come to our wellness center. And little did we know it was going to have this silver lining to it. But I started a YouTube channel called 110 Fitness, and I started making videos for people.
By the way, I'm interjecting. It's a really good channel, folks. So go there and sign up for subscribe to 110 Fitness on YouTube.
Yeah, and so what we did was I made about a little over 100 videos that were free for people for the entire year. And while we were doing that, we started reaching people all over the globe, all over the world. We had people from all over different continents and countries, 17 different countries, all over the United States, sending us, nice vibes and testimonials. And we were reaching people that didn't have the resources that we had here. And so we teamed up with an engineering company through somebody that I knew who had Parkinson's, who had a friend that had done some work with them. And it took us about 6 months of grinding. I'm not an IT guy. I'm a physical therapist by trade. And so it took a lot of work with the 110 Fitness team, and the company is named Oxit down in the Carolinas. And we finally last week launched the first ever Parkinson's wellness app. That's accessible by Android or iPhone through your devices to anybody in the world who has access to the App Store. And what we wanted to do is we wanted to make it all encompassing. And so there's currently 18 categories in the 110 Fitness app that is right up everything that Carl preaches. It's all based on evidence, research, movement. It's all based on neuroregeneration and neuroplasticity. And there's something there for everybody. So all the categories have a library, and within that library, there's a video that talks about what it's good for if you have Parkinson's disease, the different muscle groups it might be working, or balance, or dynamic balance, or cognitive brain stimulation, all those things. It tells how long the video is. And then what we did was we designed it so that there are modifications. So no matter what your level of Parkinson's disease is, you can participate in this app. There's videos for everybody. We currently have about probably close to 170 videos uploaded. And I'm going to talk about the categories briefly. But the other thing that we also offer is we find that people with Parkinson's disease can be very competitive. And so we have a leaderboard. So if you're somebody who joins the app and you're somebody who is competitive, you can be the king or queen of the mountain for the week, for the month, or for the year. So there's a leaderboard where you can compete with your friends and with your comrades in arms. And The other thing that we offer is a online shop. So if you need something to participate in a class, you can go onto our shop, or you like swag, you might be somebody who enjoys shirts and things of that nature. You can jump on there, pick something in the shop, purchase it, and then we get the order and then we drop ship it to your home.
Fantastic.
Or if you live nearby, you can opt to come to our facility and pick it up.
That's great, man. That's great.
Yeah.
So this just
Can I
came out about a week ago, right? Last week
Yeah, we
sometime.
literally launched about a week ago, and to be honest with you, Carl, we've had an amazing outpouring from people again, just waiting for this. And some of the things that we've heard so far from people is it's everything at the click of a finger
Mhm.
at your leisure. So you're not necessarily waiting for a Zoom to happen, or you're not waiting for the boxing class at your old Rock Steady to start at 9 a.m. on Tuesday. You need to work out at 2 o'clock on Thursday. And so, you can join the app. There's a free trial for an entire week. So you can go through for a week, scope out all the different classes, pick and choose and do them and see if it's something that you want to do.
Right.
Um, and one of the things that's really important here at 110 Fitness, we have a scholarship fund that we have for people who can't afford our services. And we supplement that so that they're able to participate. We are doing the same thing with our 110 Fitness app. What we did was, first of all, we looked at all the online programming across the world, and we're looking at anything that people are charging from about $150 to $310 a month for Parkinson's wellness. And our app is $50 a month.
Nice.
I also put a huge special in for 6 months or a year. If you purchase a year, we dropped it by $200. So instead of paying $600 for the year, it's $399, and you'll get a year's worth of unlimited resources. And one of the things that we love since the pandemic, and we hope that you would love, is we have the capacity to live stream. So we would be
Nice.
pitching a calendar out to anybody who belongs to the app, and you'll have classes that you'll be able to participate in live. And so they'll be happening while you're there. And that way you can engage socially with some of your other fighters with Parkinson's disease. And it'll be happening right then and there, sort of like this is. So it's very exciting for us. It was a ton of work. And
Oh
we
yeah.
just really hope that it makes a huge impact in the Parkinson's community.
That's fantastic. I was just talking with a friend of mine in Atlanta this morning about he's a trainer down there, and I had taught at their facility. Anyways, we were talking about this pandemic and how it's affected people, but also how we're able to modify our lifestyles and our workouts and all this so that we don't have a complete withdrawal from society. And one of the things with people with Parkinson's, let's say, and this applies to many different populations, but let's just use Parkinson's as an example, is that even before the pandemic, social withdrawal is not uncommon. And it could be for reasons where maybe they're self-conscious. They're thinking, I might spill something if I go out to dinner. So I don't want to go out to dinner and make a scene. Or I don't want to go out. I don't want to fall. I don't want to, whatever. And so as they start to withdraw more and more from society, well, this can add to the statistically number one non-motor symptom of depression or anxiety or both. And it's just what it is this spiral that can go downward, really create a very challenging or sad, depressing lifestyle. So when we get people on together in a social situation, even though it's just, Zoom or an app or whatever it is, getting groups together, we can still do it during the pandemic. And I'm not doing anything online like group wise. I just do one-on-ones, but I love that you're able to do this with the app. You're able to bring people together, live classes. I mean, it's so important to stay connected. It's good for the mental, emotional, physical health. And that's a great thing that you're doing. That alone that rules.
Mhm. Well, it's kind of a neat segue, especially just to tap off of your earlier Zoom today, talking about dopamine. Dopamine is stimulated even through not, physically being present together, but in groups via live streaming. Like you
Absolutely.
still will generate, neurotransmission and all those things that come with that piece. So, and then speaking from like a 110 Fitness, the original design behind it when I started 110 Fitness was mental, or what I call social, emotional, and physical health. So we wanted to encompass all of it, and we throw some spiritual health in there as well. And so when you go to our app, again, when you pull up the different categories on it, it looks just very similar to this here.
Yes.
It has, like I said, 18 different categories, but we have, your typical boxing. We do drumming classes, kickboxing. We do, if you have a cycle at home, you can pedal with us. Power
Nice.
moves, for those of you that are familiar with the neurorehabilitation stuff that goes with power.
Oh yeah,
Rowing.
Becky Farley's program.
Yes, Becky.
Tucson. Yeah.
Yeah. So we do a lot of power moves, stretching, Tabata moves, Tai Chi, and we do a lot of vocal work. So we have videos that work
Good.
on expiratory force and different mouth and facial movements. Yoga. One of the other things that people love is, if you've heard of this, if there's anybody out there from New Zealand, Kate Regal has spin poi. So we actually do poi here, and we actually are helping her with a research program right now. But these are things that you spin. You might see in the a fancier form would be like people who spin fire. So we're using that with Parkinson's disease, and so we have about 7 or 8 videos uploaded that involve that. But from the mental side of the fence, we have a category that's mindful meditation.
Nice.
And it's for the guy or the person who says, I don't know how to meditate, all the way to the person who might sit for a half hour and do a full body scan. We have also something new and exciting that some people may have not have heard of. It's called Parte, or Parkinson's Expression, which is a brand new thing that is a grant being funded by the Parkinson's Foundation that involves acting out things that you do. So for instance, we have a skydiver here. He's an old Navy SEAL who's got like 1,200 jumps. So he could act out packing a parachute and jumping out of a plane. Or we might have somebody who's was a horseback rider, a professional jumper, and they act out those parts. So this is something else that we're offering in our app, as well as a new thing, which we should probably dedicate to Carl Sterling, what I call the brain gym, or brain fitness. We are actually doing a entire category that we're adding in about a month that has to do with hand gestures, as well as mental fitness, reading things and calling things out as they pass by.
Oh, that's great, man. I love that. That's
That will
good.
be really very tricky. Just a short example would be maybe something written in red, green, and black, but the words say blue, yellow, or something else.
The old Stroops test.
Exactly. Yeah. Very similar to like a Stroops test, but we're going to be doing it in coming across the screen. So you'll have time limits and different things to do on that. So we're hopefully adding that. Probably it should be up and ready in about a month. So there's something for everybody.
Well, you know what's so cool about all this stuff, especially like the brain stuff, I just love that, is the sky's the limit, man, you know? We'll be going teaching in different places here and there around the world. And then what's really cool is, and I always feel like I'm the least knowledgeable person in a room. I come in and just deliver concepts and say, okay, here's a concept. Here's a concept. You're gonna divide up, go. Then they come back with their own knowledge, their own experience, their own creativity. And man, that's where like 80% of the stuff that I know how to do comes from other people. So we all learn from everybody else. We all learn from each other. And like what you're doing there, that sounds really cool to have something going across a screen, time limits, shout it out. That's really nice, man.
Yeah, and some of the hand gesture stuff too, where you actually have to, do this, do that, do this, do this, do this, or do the opposite, right, with the other hands, and hand gestures that are timed. They're difficult for the layman, let alone not having, a neurological process to deal with. So
exactly. The other thing is a lot of this stuff. Well, I used to think years ago, I don't know, man. This is like this is like too simple. The simple does not necessarily mean easy. And so some of these simple things that I would try, like, okay, wait a minute. In fact, it was years ago, I was a control subject in a neurology study down at Hershey Penn State. They put me through this stuff. And I mean, I was excited to be there. I was grateful to be there. It was really cool because now I've gone through 3 studies. So you get tested in the beginning and the end. So 6 times I've been through these tests. And it's really cool because I kind of know now what to I'm looking forward to doing or what I'm in for. But it also challenges me to get better at that stuff because simple doesn't mean easy. And
Hmm.
it's all good for this. It's all good for that. And mood. And you get better at something, whether it's rolling over or more even stride, a little better arm swing, a little better memory cognition, or whatever. All these improvements can take somebody from feeling potentially, and I've seen it within a matter of minutes, somebody go from feeling defeated and hopeless to hopeful, optimistic, unstoppable.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Empowerment is the key. And you guys are doing that.
Yeah, we're trying. I think the pandemic and the, like you said, maybe some anxiety with being in groups is going to last a lot longer than some folks anticipated. And I think some people are finding that they are able to do almost, I'm going to say almost, because it's definitely not equal, but almost as well at home with something like our program, the 110 Fitness app, um, without having to then go somewhere live. There's a
Sure.
lot of things that miss there, but from a movement perspective, and continuing to fight back and push the symptomology away, people are doing well. And so I think it gives people that option to say, okay, I think I'm going to stay home a little bit longer. I'm a little bit nervous, or maybe somebody's daughter's a nurse and says, you know what, mom, I really don't think you should go to 110 Fitness for the next month. Why don't you do the app and just stay
Yeah.
put until the dust settles? And so it gives people options, which I think is also something nice, because when you have Parkinson's, again, when you wake up every morning, the unpredictability, you don't know what you get, but this gives you something that you can control.
Yeah.
You can
Something
exercise when you want to at the touch
something to
of a
look
finger.
forward to. This is what it looks like in the iPhone App Store. So I just typed it in, I brought it up, and then you just hit the get button, and then you say there's a 7-day trial.
Yes.
That's great.
Yep. So you can choose any of the memberships and it will automatically give you the 7-day trial right out of the gate.
Beautiful, beautiful. I'm curious because we have more than people with just dealing with Parkinson's on this. Um, you're geared towards other populations too, like just basically all people, right? It's all humans.
Yeah, so we're catering to the Parkinson's community.
Hmm.
But again, as I had said, I have a woman who I train one-on-one who has Parkinson's, and I have told her to have her kids hop on the app. There's so many things because we've added so many levels. I mean, you know, we have things that everybody knows Jimmy Choi, right? The Jimmy Chois of the world can do. But
Yeah,
then we also have people who, the Michael J. Foxes can do. Do you know what I mean?
absolutely.
So all those different levels along with the modifications. So, yes, it's not just Parkinson's, though. It's good for anybody. Mental fitness, I think, is, extremely healthy for all people. And then any of your CTE or concussive events, high-end athletes who want to be
Yeah,
bigger, better, faster, those
yeah,
those mind games are great. And then MS, any of those diagnoses, neurological disorders would be, right up their alley.
absolutely. And I was just talking with a gentleman the other day who actually wrote a book called The End of Alzheimer's, and he also has a new book, The End of Alzheimer's Program, Dr. Dale Bredesen. And we were, I mean, I knew this already, but it was nice to hear him say it. Is, for example, I have the genetic predisposition for Alzheimer's. It's in my family, and I'm actually getting tested for the APOE4 gene here soon because I'd like to know. I'm not going to
Mhm.
live into Alzheimer's. I'm going to do my best to take, and I'm already doing these things to try and delay the onset if it was to ever hit me, right? But diseases like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's many times live in the gut 10, 15, 20 years. He even says like 30 years sometimes. They can go way, 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 way back before it actually makes that connection with the brain and some type of actual symptom um, is expressed or exhibited. But if for all of us, if we don't have a diagnosis, but we will in 10 years, 5 years, 25 years, whatever, the whole idea of all these forms of exercise to choose from, cardio, get the heart rate up and get, BDNF and all this stuff, neuroplasticity, brain games. Why not get a head start on it? You know, I do brain games all the time with my people because it's good for them. It's good for me, especially when you have to figure out if they're
Mhm.
doing it right. It's kind of cool. So, yeah, you're absolutely right about it. That's why I just want to reiterate to the people watching that this app is I know you're catering to Parkinson's, but this can work for all humans. We all have a brain.
Yeah. We have a saying here at 110 Fitness. We say early and often.
Hmm.
And one of those things, and the only reason we preach that is because we see it for the people who have already prepared, who may not be, like yourself, who may be predisposed, but just people who have kept themselves healthy, nutrition, they've rested, they get ample sleep, they
Oh
take
yeah.
care of their health physically. These are the people that are doing better with the regimes that we have on 10 Fitness who have Parkinson's disease. And one of the things that we've included in the app, it's the last thing I wanted to just talk to everybody about, is we have a guest speaker series. And so what that is it is any guest speaker that we have here at 110 Fitness, or
Oops. Don't know if you can hear me on my end. You're frozen up.
world about
There you are.
Parkinson's
Gotcha.
disease or things like that.
Hmm.
And those are all recorded app. So
Oh,
those things are
nice.
available.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen that. That's really good. That's
Mhm.
fantastic. Yeah, sleep. I just want to go back to that for 1 second. Sleep is so important, and a lot of times it's an issue for people in general. But if you can get into managing your sleep and figure out some, I mean, there are books about it. There's one called "Why We Sleep," Walker's book. Amazing book. So it's um, just looking. We have a comment here, so I thought I'd just take a look. And everywhere yoga. Good. Oh, that's excellent, Marilena. So yeah, all that stuff, nutrition, sleep, everything is just it's gonna help you to perform better and do better. Cognitively and otherwise. So any anything else you want to talk about? Anything else you want to share with the audience?
Um, outside of well, first of all, Marilena, good for you. Yoga is obviously really great for dynamic balance, and it is one of the categories on the 110 Fitness app. And
Good.
it's done. We are doing it in all different positions so that anybody at any level with neurological disorder can participate. Um, the biggest thing that I would say is if you can share this with your communities, there's so many people out in the world with Parkinson's disease that have access to the internet but don't have access to these resources.
Yeah.
Movement disorder specialists that may be close, or they just don't have access to these things. And so please share it with your community, have people get on, have them try it with the trial. And if you enjoy it, use it. That's what we designed this for, was to reach the nook and crannies of the world in hopes that, we can really try to help people with Parkinson's disease live their best life.
That's fantastic. Well, I'm really excited for you, and I'm glad that you have this out. The world
Yeah,
needed
we're very
this.
honored that you would have us on your podcast and
Oh,
program.
yeah,
So
absolutely,
thank
man.
you. Yeah, we're very grateful.
And when your book comes out, you're coming back on, please.
Yes, of
Okay, good,
course.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
So everybody just look here. If no, this I don't know what it looks like on an Android. I just know iPhone. Go
Mhm.
to your app store, punch it in, 110 Fitness, there it is. And then you'll get a 7-day free trial. And if you like it, like Brett says, use it. Share this information with your friends too, because it's good stuff, man. Brent's
Yeah.
doing the right stuff. He's doing I've got a bigger brain, man. I'm gonna come out there. So
Well,
anyway,
you might save someone's life. I always say that, you
that's
know?
true. You actually might, or at least save their quality of life, which
Mhm.
is kind of like saving a life. So hey, thanks, man. I appreciate this very much.
Thank you
We'll
so
tag you,
much.
we'll post, we'll get this out there, and everybody feel free to share. All right.
Awesome.
All
Thank you,
right, my
Kyle.
friend. Take care. Thanks everyone for
Take care.
watching. Have a fantastic day.
Thank you.
All right. Bye bye.